Okay, so aliens are real. That's oddly the least strange moment of right now. Last I remembered, I was out at the cabin, there was a sudden burst of light, and now I'm waking up on a beach surrounded by 46 others who are clearly not human. Next to me, awaking at the same time, was a woman. Red hair, some obvious musculature to her, but not bodybuilder. I looked to her as she came to.
Hey, I'm Keith. You know what's going on here?
She blinked a couple of times and seemed to be trying to sort herself out.
I'm Val. No idea what's happening. I was at the gym. There was a flash of light, and now... Holy shit, aliens?
Okay. Let's take this by the numbers. Multiple alien species, but they all seem to be waking up, same as us, so we can generally assume that they're in the same boat we are for now. Each species seems to be made up of pairs, so including our own, that's 24 pairs of various aliens. I can't understand a word of what any of them are saying, so fun times, we've got no way to communicate as a group for now. I'm not seeing any sort of supplies, and we're all wearing some sort of bodysuit, rather than the clothes we had on before. Amongst this suit was a belt with strips of metal that I'm pretty sure are magnetic, and a pair of wristbands with a glowing blue button on them. The footwear seems decent enough for traction and comfort, but it still feels odd. We're along a coastline, there are trees, so that means there's gotta be water somewhere. By temp and the humidity in the air, I'd call it temperate rainforest. Val's trying to locate someone in charge, but it's going about as well as you'd figure. Yellow sun, blue sky, but the moonset is different, and it's early morning as far as I can tell. Then there's our fellow challengers. Pretty much everyone's bipedal, although there are two aliens who look like centaurs, but Leonin. Both look clearly built, and much like lions, the male has a mane, though the coloration and some of the set of the face is different. Where Earth lions tend toward yellow, these two were more of a mottled deep green, with striping like a tiger's. Crap, they'd be near impossible to see in these woods. Another pair looked to be amphibious, their blue skin covered with moisture. Their fingers were webbed, and I'm pretty sure those are gills along the neckline. Eyes seem to be more across from one another, as opposed to straight forward. That leans toward prey species rather than predator. But then again, ever seen a moose lose its shit? Prey can be bastards. I wanted to examine the other species more closely, but an interruption occurred as a holographic screen appeared in the sky above us with an outburst of techno caveman music, and another alien, this one more obviously futuristic looking in dress, appeared.
Greetings, contestants of many worlds. I am your host, Ravazh'Tik, and I welcome you all to the special 1000th episode of Pre-Warp Survival.
The various aliens, of course, did not cheer, but began calling out, but it was all so odd. I think I'm shut down at this point, because I can't even feel fear. I'm just running through things like a checklist. Val was amongst those yelling till I tapped her arm.
Val, breathe. We need info.
Episode. This was a show, something that occurs regularly, and we were simply the newest group. But what kind of show? That's going to determine a lot. I stepped ahead of the other aliens, looking up at the screen, and leaned into my accent hard.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Keith of Earth, and this is my fellow human Val. Is this here thing like Survivor on our world?
The voice in the sky paused and turned its eyes to regard.
It seems one of our contestants has some real questions. If I'm understanding the question, sir, then you are correct. Welcome to Pre-Warp Survival, where we will learn who the strongest survivors are from across the galaxy. All of you here are from pre-warp civilizations and worlds, here to see who can survive the longest.
Val stepped up.
Dude, what are you doing?
I spoke low back.
Later. Follow my lead.
I went back to speaking to our host, leaning back into my accent, and I can only hope my people will forgive me.
And what are the rules of this here game, Ravazh'Tik? And how am I hearing you right now?
Truth is, I assumed it was some sort of universal translator, like Star Trek or Farscape, but Ravazh'Tik seemed positively tickled.
Now, this is a new one on us here at Pre-Warp Survival. One of the contestants is just raring to go. All of you have been given nanites that will monitor your vitals and help you translate. Of course, the other individual languages of your fellow contestants aren't in your systems, but the nanites will learn, should you choose to go that route. And as to the rules, they could not be simpler. Your goal is to survive on this world for as long as possible. The world is uncolonized, but there are animals on this planet, some simple, some extremely dangerous. You can quit at any time, but should both members of a species be eliminated, an invasion will be sent to your world of origin to enslave it under the Kathral Dominion. May the Emperor reign eternally. In order to quit, you will have no doubt noticed the wristbands you wear. Simply hold down the blue glowing button on them and state your desire to quit. If your body fails at any time, this will also be taken as a resignation from the competition. Do know that your home species are watching, and don't forget there is a prize to all of this. To the last species standing, you will not only assure the continued freedom of your world, but you will also receive from the hand of the Emperor himself science and design schematics for all the necessary elements of creating your first interstellar warp craft.
I noted a distinct lack of statement that we would be safe from our fellow competitors, so there could be a PvP element to the game, especially once the numbers go down and things get more desperate. There were still some questions, though.
And are we getting any gear to start us off?
Ravazh'Tik made what would have been a smile, I guess, but with the fangs, came across much more sinister.
Of course, we wouldn't want you all to die empty-handed. Contestants, you have 1 hour to get to a suitable location for your species' survival, at which point a set of basic survival tools according to your species will materialize. There is more, of course, and those things will be explained as they come up in the game.
A timer appeared before each of our eyes, visible but intangible, marking out an hour of time in the top left corner of our vision. Ravazh'Tik's voice rose as his arms extended on the screen.
Your time begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin.
There was a flood of movement. I grabbed Val's arm.
We need to go! Talk on the run!
The key was to find a place that was suitable for survival, as well as away from other contestants. Most seemed to be staying near the coast, so the key would be to break inland and look for somewhere inside the forest. With too many mouths at the coast, it would be difficult to survive separately, to say nothing of the potential threat of the other challengers, since no rule had been stated against attacking other contestants.
Hey everyone, hope you loved the video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe for more awesome sci-fi content. You can also support us by hitting the thanks button at the bottom of the video. Your generosity goes a long way. Every bit helps us bring you more stories from the stars. Thanks a bunch.